And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing Midnight Mass. I'm very excited to talk about this. This is a non-spoiler review. We will be doing a spoiler and ending explained in a separate video once it's launched. But for now, let's get into it.
Midnight Mass tells the tale of a small, isolated island community whose existing divisions are amplified by the return of a disgraced young man and the arrival of a charismatic priest. When Father Paul's appearance on Crockett Island coincides with unexplained and seemingly miraculous events, a renewed religious fervour takes hold of the community.
What's funny is I'm not a huge fan of horror, especially the supernatural horror, except Mike Flanagan is my favourite director. It used to be Ridley Scott, but then he did a few ones that just didn't jive with me. But ever since he's been teaming up with Netflix, I feel like everything that he's produced with them, I've just gone, this is fantastic. And then obviously he did the sequel to The Shining, which I just absolutely loved. And so now he's come up with a limited series, 7-episode. And by the time you get to the end, I wanted more, although I was happy there was a complete story, but I just wanted to be immersed in that world that he's created.
Yeah, it's beautifully created, and I think what's in this day and age, you get something that stays too long and sort of outlives its welcome. So it's really good at the beginning because they had the seed of a brilliant idea, but then it got popular, and so they stretch it on and they stretch it on and they make something new out of it, and then you get lost in the middle, and then sometimes, if you're lucky, it has an ending. This one is really good because you can see that it was conceived from beginning to end as a whole complete story. They know exactly where they're going right from the get-go. And it's just so beautifully shot. It's so atmospheric. It's riveting. Like, it just sucks you into the characters, into their lives, and you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is another baby, and I say another baby because Gerald's Game was a film that he wrote and directed that he approached Stephen King, shot in 16 weeks from beginning to finish, had to pitch it to Stephen King after he'd been carrying the book with himself for like 25 years. And so this is another one where he directed all 7 episodes, he's written, I think, most of them, but don't quote me on that. He's also edited, so you can see that his love for this project is just everything. He wanted to get to grips with everything, and that again can be seen with some of the actors that you see that is forming this relationship like Tim Burton does with some of the people that he has recurring roles, different roles that they're obviously taking on, but he gets cast and crew that he likes working with. He knows that he can bring out certain characteristics from their acting, and you get that. I mean, I was hooked from the outset. Literally within the first few minutes, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm
this
there.
Is going to be good.
Because the atmosphere, I mean, visually, it sets you in the tone of, okay, something is happening. I'm not sure what the hell is happening. And I mean, it takes really 2 episodes before you even start to beginning to understand. It's more like, okay, these are the characters in this little town, and you're going to experience your daily lives or their daily lives as a little fly on the wall, what's going on in their lives. And it just pieces together like a little puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And then obviously we get the return. And then we get a new priest who's taken the place of their old priest because their old priest has gone walkabouts, and this new character brings about change. And I can't talk about it. I really want to talk about it, but there's so much that I can say that will just spoil it for you.
Exactly. And we don't want to spoil it for you. The series as a whole has some beautiful moments that I think are going to wind up in every audition piece for drama school for the next 15 years.
Sure.
There are some stunning monologues that just really captivate you and just suck you in. I would say, though, that towards the end, maybe there are too many.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe 1 or 2 too many where you're like, oh, we're having another monologue.
Yeah.
They're beautifully written. They're exceptionally shot. They're amazingly acted. There's nothing wrong with them. It just slows the pacing right down to a stop. And I think that was intentional. I think the director said, okay, now I want you to focus in right here. Right here. Just let's take a moment and let's think about this. And it's beautiful. But if you're not used to that, it can be a little bit off-putting.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be for everybody, actually. And everybody that's coming into this thinking that this is a horror, it's not. There are horror elements, for sure. And he's saying something about the church. He's definitely got that Catholic background as well. And so he's taking these 2 worlds that, the cinematic world that's a thriller and something different, which I can't say about, and blah, blah, blah. And then he takes that church and he mixes those two together, which creates a really intriguing story.
Yeah.
And coming from Christian backgrounds ourselves, my dad's a pastor, you know, your whole family, you've had dealings with that. So seeing that, there were moments in here, I was like, you got that so perfectly right.
Yeah.
I've heard that preach
Yeah.
loads of times. I've heard people sing those songs, and the way certain people act sometimes, where religion becomes a cult.
Yeah.
That is like a forefront thing in this series. You just feel like, wow, you guys have drunk the Kool-Aid 100%. And so that adds to the tension. But what I loved about this series is that it's often scary in tone because you don't really know what's going to happen, and there can be nothing happening on screen, and people can just be talking or walking about, and you can be like,
I feel uncomfortable right now.
It's making me feel uneasy. Yeah. There is this like either double cello or violin sound, that like deep string.
It's beautiful.
That occasionally just goes whoom, and you're like, oh, what's happening? There's a couple of jump scares that were used for jump scares for the sake of jump scares, which I didn't appreciate. But if
some of them were really good though.
But if you mix those with things that you're not expecting, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And so I think it puts you on edge because you're not sure when you're going to get a jump scare, but then you're not sure what you're going to see, and you're not sure what's going to happen in the story. So you're always on edge watching the series, even if nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I think the score, acting, everything is just... I think I've given an A++ once in 4 years doing reviews, and I'm going to give my first A++. I think it's that good. Even without the slow pacing. If I think about going back and watching it, there won't be moments that I'll be like, yeah, I can't wait to watch this bit again. Or the reveal. There's things now that I want to go back and look at the background. As a filmmaker or a storyteller, I want to see how he crafted that. Like, it's definitely art. Yeah. But I think some people will be like, this is slow, because it has that feeling to it as well. Some people may say pretentious. I get that. There's some monologues where you may go, seriously?
Who talks like that?
Yeah, no one talks like that. But
who's that self-aware?
It's just beautiful, and I think it might be my second favorite piece of work of his.
Wow. Okay. I have a slightly differing opinion because I'm going to give it an A.
What the hell?
A solid A. Simply because I guessed right from the beginning.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did.
So I was like, no. I saw that coming.
Yeah.
But it was still good.
I guess when you see the reveal, you could be a bit disappointed, and I think I was. But then the story started developing more those characters of what they were doing with the reveal, and I really appreciated that. There were some characters that did some things, or some things happened to them that I wasn't expecting either. So it did keep me on my toes a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let us know in the comments below. Are you excited to see this? Which is your favorite Mike Flanagan piece of work that he's done? I'm yet to get through all of Ouija or Ouija board because those creep me out.
Yeah,
I don't like them. So yeah, chat to us in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember.
Live long and Tuesday.